Many of you have heard this story yesterday on the radio. And I said to Brenda, you must bring her to the next conference. You have no choice but to bring her. Sometimes we talk about how unfair life is. Sometimes we complain about things we coulda, shoulda, woulda done. I'm not going to take your thunder. But you need to hear this story. It rocked my world. Brenda Parker.
Thank you. Good morning again. I am so excited and delighted and blessed to be here with you. I've learned so much already and been given to me. But as I said earlier, my calling, my purpose is to give and to share with others to know the power of faith in God. And I can almost assure you that I've seen already that I'm going to talk about faith and prayer. But I believe throughout the day that's going to be a number one thing. And by the time this day ends, we're going to leave here with a whole lot of knowledge. But faith and prayer will be on the top. Now, first I want to say that there are different types of faith, right? The Bible talks about little faith, lack of faith, no faith, great faith. And I believe it was Fred Price who said, the highest level of faith is to trust in the promises of God and stand on those promises until the manifestation of what you are believing for occur. The highest faith, no doubt. So my presentation, or our presentation today, is going to be in the form of a testimony. And I have prayed. I know there's somebody here, somebody's here, that God has prepared your heart to receive and be blessed and share. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Shelby is dealing with, allergies. So you might hear her cough a lot, but that's okay. We're going to move on with this testimony. Picture this one cold January morning right here in Dallas. Shelby was modeling her little outfit that her mother had bought from Old Navy. She was excited. Beautiful day. And she went to the daycare. As we tell this testimony, I want you to know this. That whatever circumstance you might be going through, if you're a child of the King and you believe, God will be there when you get there. And sometimes we don't even realize and know and understand. But if you read your word, study your word, meditate on your word, things happen. You'll do things automatically. And so my daughter's going to help me, and Shelby's going to help me share this testimony with you. I got this telephone call at work. My daughter was screaming and crying. And I'm like, Shawana, what's wrong? What's the matter? She said, Mama, they can't wake Shelby up. I said, what do you mean they can't wake Shelby up? The babysitter can't wake her up. I said, well, is she breathing? With tears, because she was 9 months pregnant with their third daughter. She said, I don't know. She dropped the phone and ran to Baylor Hospital right here in Irving. She said, Mama, would you just go to the hospital, because she was on bed rest. I got to the hospital, and when I got there, my granddaughter was laying on this table with her little mouth twisted, 19 months old. The doctor said, she's probably not going to make it. She's dying. You got to know God. Because if I didn't know God, I would have panicked. But I stood at the foot of that table with my arms folded like this, looking at Shelby.
Is that her?
I didn't speak audibly, I spoke inwardly. And a lot of people say, don't question God. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. So I asked God, inwardly, I said, God, did you give her to us this short period of time, and now you're going to bring her home to be with you? And immediately after I asked that question, it was though the nurse heard me. It was though the Holy Spirit, so she said, you can go over and talk to her. Because even though she's in a coma-like state, she can hear you. Remember that. When you're in the hospital and people is talking about somebody who's sick and dying, watch what you say in that room. You can speak life or death to that person's life. So I didn't have time to pray the prayer, oh God, and we got a situation. I had to have it on the inside already. So when she said you can go talk to Shelby, I walked over to Shelby because she had the stroke on this side and affected this side. And I took her left hand and I got to her ear and I said, Shelby, mind you, she's in a coma. You're a powerful, dynamic baby girl of the Lord. I don't think it's time for you to go. I think you're in there playing and talking to the angels. You got to come on back, Shelby, because you got a story to tell. You got a testimony. And immediately after I said that, Shelby said, straight up,